Hey everybody, it's Jeanette for Boricua Sewing and Crafts. In this video, one of the things that I want to do is I want to go over the fonts, okay? Someone asked a question about how do you do the fonts and put fonts on the next line, okay? So I figured let me do a quick video to show you guys about the fonts and how to use them. Usually when you first get your machine, you know, that's usually the first designs that you have. You have the fonts and everything. Sometimes, you know, you just don't have the embroidery software and you haven't purchased extra fonts. So you want to have the ability to use the machine as is, right? So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, please ignore, I do have the sewing foot on here. Just ignore it. I'm visiting my parents in Florida. Have my machine with me. However, I forgot to bring my hoop. I do have my embroidery foot. I'm just not changing the foot right now. I just put the bed on the machine just so that once I plug it in, it brings up the embroidery capabilities on the machine. But we're just gonna focus on the fonts, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to bring the camera a little closer so I want you guys to see exactly what I do, what buttons I push, and why, okay? So that way you guys can know exactly what to do when you're working on your machine, okay? So I'm going to position this machine so that you guys can see the whole screen, and I believe you can, okay? So I am going to angle it here. I want to angle it so that way you guys can see exactly. So now you do see, I'm going to put this in there. Okay, so here we go. You turn on the machine and stuff, and this is what you get, right? So let's say that you want to go ahead and you want to do a name, okay? Click on here, and you're going to see these are all the fonts that you can use, all right? There are 2 slides to this, okay? You see this is 1 of 2. Right here it says that. If you were to click here, you have 2 of 2. So these are all the fonts that are available in the SE1900, all right? So let's just pick the first one to keep it simple, all right? Let's say you want this font and you want to write something on it, okay? So let's say I'm going to put my sister's name. And to get to the Y, and I want you to notice something really right now off the bat, okay? I want you to see something, all right? As soon as I started selecting the letters, the first size that popped up, if you look right here, it says large, medium, small. That's what these mean, okay? So that means that the letters are going to be very large, all right? Now, I want her last name, and I'm a last name, and I'm going to put it right underneath, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the size of that. Remember, you only have a 5x7 hoop, so you're not going to be able to fit that. Now, I don't exactly know how large means large, all right? If it does the entire 5x7 and stuff like that, we would have to test that out at a later date because, like I said, I don't have all the equipment with me. So I will do an addition to this video when I get home to see what does large mean, what does medium mean, and small. I'm sure it probably says it somewhere in the book. We'll just have to look that up. But anyway, if you, let's say I'm doing Nancy, right? And all these letters are in this section right here, right? But you don't, I need the Y. The Y is not showing up. So what you do is you hit this button right here to go to the next page. Because as you can see, and I'm going to move this back a little bit, as you can see, it just shows A to O. So if I hit here, then it shows all the rest. Now, just want to let you know also, if you notice, it's all caps. After the caps, it starts to show the lowercase. If you hit this again, then it'll show all the alphabet in the lowercase. See? Okay? Now, what does this symbol mean? This means space. Okay, so if I just wanted to go ahead and type her name and then put a space, okay, and then her last name all in one line, this is what I would select for the space, okay? It's just a little box in here, and I'm gonna make that a little longer so that you can see this exactly what it looks like. Okay, so this means space, all right, just so that you know, okay? Now, I'm gonna go back because I started with all caps. I'm going to finish it with all caps here. See, now when I hit the Y, right here, this is the error message that I got. Pattern exceeds to the outside of the embroidery frame. That means that if I use that size large, it's not going to fit in the 5x7 hoop. All right, now I could probably do a 90-degree angle. I don't know if you saw that. I went ahead and I hit that button. Now it'll add it, okay? Now you got to remember, you have your 5x7 hoop, okay? If I did the 90-degree angle, that means that it's going to embroider up and down and not across, okay? So now it would fit. However, let's say that I go ahead and I put a space, right? Because remember, you only got 7 inches. I'm going to do a space, and then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do like Smith. See, it extends, okay? So I can't add any more, all right? So that means that even if I do it horizontally up and down, it's not going to fit. So what do you do in those situations, okay? What you can do is you can hit this button right here. Okay, what this button does is it takes you to the next line, and it's the arrow pointing to the left. Let me click on that, and as you can see, this turns into a number 2. And I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see. Okay, so see how it turned into a number 2? Then here I would put, I'm going to put Smith here. Okay. And then I'm going to hit set. Now, as you can see, look how it is. It's Nancy Smith. Now, here I have like a little space in here, right? So as you can, okay, now touching here, right? In this little space right here, if you touch, notice how there is a red, and let me make this a little bigger so that you can see, because we're going to play with this for a little bit here. Okay, notice how they have these little red boxes in here. Okay, that means that I can go ahead and I can edit that. If I have this highlighted, right, then what I can do is I can hit move, and then I can move the section that is in the red. See, I can go like this. See how it does that? Right, see that? Okay. Then I can also size it. Let's say I want to make this smaller, right? I can make this in there, and I can make it smaller. See how smaller I got? I can stretch it out if I want. So many things you can do. You can actually manipulate a lot of these files and stuff like that, okay? And then also, if you click on this button right here, then it'll show you what it looks like. Now, as you can see, it's not exactly like even or anything, right? So let's say we want to even this out. What I would do is I would take this, right? And this is sizing. I want to move it, so I'm going to move it there. So I would just center it. To where it kind of looks good to me. That looks all right. So there you go, like Nancy. And let's say I want to make this one smaller, the Smith. I would just highlight the Smith. Okay, that's still in the moves, and I want to size it. And I want to make it smaller too. And then I can move it around as well. Now, you can also select here, right? Let's say you want just a small print. Okay, you can select small, medium, large. Here's large. There goes medium. You can do the same thing with Nancy. Let's say I just want to do medium. There you go. And then you just click on move, and you can just move it wherever you want. Okay. Now let's say you don't want it to stitch out that way. You want it to rotate. You would just highlight that word, and you can rotate it. Okay. And then this is another neat thing. Look how. Just drag and drop. Just press on it, and look. I don't even have to go to that button to move. I can just click on that, do 90, and then I'll say, okay, this is the middle. I want to put it right here, and then I'm just going to move this down right here. Just by touching it. Just take a little stylus or something. This is my mom's knitting thing. But you could just take it, and you can just select it. Once you see that it's red, just press down on the screen, you know, gently, not hard. But see how you can just take it and drag. okay? And you can hit OK. If you actually want to see how it's going to look like when it stitches and stuff, you can click on here, and this actually shows how it's going to stitch. As you can see, it's kind of like a little round, but the thing is, it's because you didn't really add the right stuff. So let's do this over. Let's do this over and see. Yes, I do want to delete that. Let's delete that. Let's try over, okay? Let's see what it's going to look like. Let's say I pick, okay, Nancy. Now notice I hit the N again, and notice it said L, large. I just want medium, okay? And then this time what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, let's just hit Nan. And then I'm just going to hit next space. And then I'm just going to hit, no, I don't know. We're just making up stuff. Bid, okay, hit set. All right, here we go. We have the two names together. Let's see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Why it looks like this, I have no idea. I doubt very much it's going to stitch that way, okay? I do have it like, this is how it's gonna look. We're just doing a very expanded. I see that it's very filled in over here, even though it has little spaces and stuff, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Why it looks that funky, I can't tell you right now. You know, or honestly, I don't know off the top of my head, but these are the fonts that come with it. Let's pick another font, and let's delete this. Let's delete the entire thing here. And let's just pick another font for fun. Here's another one. This is the second one. And let's go to the next line. And I'll just do John. And it extends outside, okay? And the reason is because it's large. Now I hit cancel, okay? Because what you can do is you can do medium, and then I can do N. Now notice that the and stayed big and the John didn't. So I'm just gonna click on the and I'm gonna hit size. And then instead of messing around with this area, I'm just gonna go right here and I'm gonna hit medium and I'm gonna hit OK. And then I'm gonna hit here. As you can see, this is how it is. Maybe it's just a screen. I don't know. Maybe there's not enough, you know, pixels or whatever they call it so that it can look filled in. But I know the stitches out fine and stuff. But that is how you do it. So someone had asked, you know, the reason why I want to do this video is because somebody asked about using the fonts inside of the machine. How do you add another line and stuff? And you can add as many lines as you want. I mean, you know, like right here, you know, then I can, you know, let's say you have this, right? And someone says, hey, I want to add another name. Okay, how would you do that? Well, what you would do then is you would hit add. Okay, and let's say Joe. Set. And it kind of added it in the middle over here, but that's okay. Just hit size, medium, and you, like I said, you can take it and you can drag wherever you want. And then you have Angel John. Okay. So guys, I just wanted to show you real quick how you can add another line. And also just play around with some of the functions of the fonts of this machine. This machine is really cool. You can move it. You can move it using this button and, you know, just, you know, tell it where to go, what direction also. You know, like, see, this is the highlighted one. I hit that move. See, I can go this way. I can go to the right, you know, up, down. This is the center point. Click that and it'll automatically put the item into your center point. You can do it that way for the move, or you can simply just highlight the area that you want to move. Just take it and then you can just drag it, okay, and stuff. Now, the size is two ways you can do it. You can just do the large, medium, and small, or you can stretch it out, put it in, and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Here you can rotate it. Okay, just highlight the area, and when you rotate it, you go ahead and you tell it what 90-degree angle you want to go, or 10 or 1 and stuff. You can also reset it, which will put it in the original place and stuff. And let's see, here's a font edit. Okay, this is a really cool section. You can do multicolor, okay, which means that you will assign a color to each letter in the word. All right. You can do an array, which means that you can have it go straight down. You can have it curve a little bit and stuff like that. That's a cute function as well. You can stretch it out. You can take the A and disengage it from the rest of the word. Okay. Or, sometimes people want to make the J and make it a little, the first letter a little better. See, it just disengages it. Okay, you're just cutting it. Okay, so if you noticed, when I hit that, see how, okay, I think I may have did that too fast, but you guys have the video, so you guys can go ahead and rewind that portion. This was completely highlighted in the red. Once I hit that, it's like a slice, like a little knife saying, okay, I want you to cut off that first letter, all right? So now, when I highlight the J, it's just a J that gets highlighted, and I can go ahead and I can move that J, or I can make it big or whatever, okay? And then when I highlight this, all these are together. Now, is it just this that you can slice? No, okay? Let's say that I'm here. See, you have that knife. The knife is between the O and the H. Slice that sucker again. Look, now I can move the O. Okay? See, now the O's alone. And I can move the O. And now it's just the H and the N together. So this is another neat feature if you want to do like little fancy embroidering, with the just the first letter or the two or whatever letters, okay? So this is pretty cool, okay? So that's just to slice. Here is if you want to resize just the first letter. Just the first letter. Isn't that cool? So you can do that. Okay, let's do that here. Or just a particular letter that you highlight, see? Like, let's say the last letter. I want to make the last letter large. Or I hit small by mistake. See? There you go. All right. So play around with these functions. They're pretty neat, and there's something that you may want to use while you're embroidering. Help make your embroidery unique and fancy. The fonts are really, really cool on the SE1900. I mean, they really are. There's just so many things you can do. So don't feel that, right after you get your machine that you have to like run out and buy all these fancy fonts. Play around with the fonts that you have in the machine. Get to know them and get to know all these buttons in here and what they do and how they work. Pretty neat, okay? So guys, hope you like this video and you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 6,000 by the end of this year. I am pretty close. But, and also I hope you can join me on Fridays at 8 o'clock. I don't miss any Fridays, okay? So Friday, 8 o'clock, I do an embroidery happy hour. So hope you guys can join me then, okay? Love teaching you guys new things on the Brother SE1900 and all the other multi-needle machines. So hope you like this video. Hope you learned a lot and enjoy your machines. So happy sewing and embroidery. Bye.